So let's review what we have covered so far. We said that teaching profession is a noble profession because we are not just here covering the curriculum. We are here impacting lives, molding minds, forming character. And in the process, we are effectively preparing the future of our society. And then we said this is more urgent and important than ever because character is in crisis because of the kind of world the young people are growing up in. And so I gave you a certain strategy to first attend to technology addiction, digital lifestyle difficulties by talking about digital detoxification. Now I'd like to share with you 10 tips for raising moral kids according to the #1 author of character formation. She is the author of 27 books on character formation, Dr. Michelle BORBA. And these are her 10 tips. Number 1, commit to raising a moral child because research says parents who feel strongly about their kids turning out morally usually succeed because they committed themselves to that effort. And the same research also says teachers who feel strongly about their students turning out morally usually succeed because they committed themselves to that effort. That's what this course is all about. We are invited to commit ourselves to character formation, that we are not just interested in making sure that the students pass a quiz or pass a test, but that they develop character. If you really want to raise a moral child, then make a personal commitment to raise one and do not stop until he or she does. Number 2, and this is not the first time we're talking about example of the teacher, be a strong moral example. From the example of our life, in the way we carry ourselves, in the way we talk to our students, in the way we treat them with kindness, with respect, they are going to learn kindness and respect. They are going to see a strong moral example. Each day, we have to ask ourselves, if my students had only my behavior to watch, what example would he or she catch? Here's the third, know your beliefs and share them. This is the reason why we said in the introduction, regardless of what subjects we are teaching, we form character. Because every so often, even if it has nothing to do with the lesson plan of the day, even if it has nothing to do with our subject, we may need to comment on the headlines of the day. Because the students are talking about them, because the students are thinking about them, we may need to comment on the events that are happening around them inside the classroom, whatever subject we are teaching. And that's not a waste of time because that is relevant, important, and maybe even urgent for them. Sometimes they need our help in making sense of what is happening in the world around them. And therefore, this is third tip of Dr. Borba. Know your beliefs and share them. And here's another reason why. If you do not, then they hear messages that counter your values from music, from videos, from television, from internet. You go to Spotify, for example, and you check there the top 20 global hits in the global charts, and you will see many of them explicit lyrics. They run counter to the kind of values that you may have, where you refrain from using profanities and bad words and harsh language. And yet those are the things that they are subjected to in music, in that Netflix movie that they watch, or that television series that they follow. Know your beliefs and share them, because otherwise it's the opposite that they hear. Number 4, use teachable moments. And for the teacher of character who is concerned about forming character, every moment is a teachable moment. Your class loses in the intrams games. That's a teachable moment where you can drive home the point about sportsmanship, about being gracious in defeat. Or they win in the intrams game. That is a teachable moment. Again, being gracious and humble in victory. Number 5, use discipline as a moral lesson. If you're a teacher of character, you are not just interested in punishing students. You don't just go around telling a student, you're detained, you're suspended, you have to face the consequence. More than just disciplining, we want them to learn a lesson or two from that experience. Number 6, expect moral behavior. I have a strategy that I always use every time I distribute test papers to my students. Before giving out the papers, I will tell them, okay class, I expect you not even to think about cheating. I expect you to be honest and not to even consider copying from your classmates. Okay, here are the test papers now. So that's expecting moral behavior at all times. Or 1 week before an exam, you tell the students, okay class, please study hard because I expect that you do your best. I expect that you will prepare for it. Please do not cram the day before the exam. Start studying now, today, so that you will not have to resort to cheating. That's expecting moral behavior at all times. Number 7 is reflect on the behavior's effects. Experts will tell us one of the things that young people today need to do more of is reflection, because they live in a world that is so noisy. They are subjected to so much noise when reflection can only happen in silence. Well, reflection, it's important that they think about consequences of their action. So, for example, it's good to ask students, John, I heard you teasing your classmate. How would you feel if you're the one being teased? Here's number 8, reinforce moral behavior. Well, some students complain, sir, our teacher doesn't see anything except the wrong things we do. If we do something wrong, she will talk about it for the whole period. But if we do something right, you don't hear from her about it. Well, okay, here is a strategy I learned from Rafe Esquith on how to reinforce moral behavior. And there are many other strategies you can explore. This strategy is called the compliments game. 2 minutes before dismissal or 2 minutes before the end of your class, you will tell the class, okay class, now let us play the compliments game. And somebody can raise his hand, sir, I'd like to compliment John who lent me a ball pen. I lost my pen and I almost didn't get to take my exam, but thanks to John, he lent me a ball pen. I was able to take the test. An applause for John. Anybody else? Sir, I'd like to compliment the students in charge of cleaning the room. It looks so clean and it even smells fresh. An applause for the students in charge of cleaning the classroom. Sir, I'd like to compliment the janitors who maintain our classroom because it's always orderly. An applause for the janitors. For 2 minutes, people complimenting each other for the good things they did. That is reinforcing moral behavior. Don't just be on the lookout for wrong things they did. Be on the lookout for the good things your students do. That is reinforcing moral behavior. Here's number 9, prioritizing morals daily. Students should be able to say, that teacher, it's okay if you are average student for as long as you are upright. That you always do the right thing. That you are a good person and a good student. Finally, number 10 is incorporate the golden rule. If you can say at the start of the school year, class, there is only one rule in our classroom, and that is the golden rule, that is a good classroom. Do not do unto others what you wouldn't want others do unto you. Or the positive side of it, do unto others what you would want others do unto you. We incorporate that in our classroom. We are going to create a classroom where students are considerate of each other, respectful of each other, kind to each other. In other words, a class of character.